What's up, guys, and welcome to the new series called Alright, so to be fair, I don't even have a name for this series yet. I'm not even sure what day we're going to do it. But after the last video I posted up saying that I just don't think I can continue doing the What's in My Kit Wednesday every Wednesday because I was just running out of kit to talk about and I just didn't want to make a video for the sake of making a video. So my friend Nick Young messaged me and he's like, dude, what about like a What's in My Garage or something like that where you talk about one of your cars and like maybe some history of it or whatever. And I'm like, dude, that's an awesome idea. Now, I'm not very tech savvy into a lot of this stuff, but what I am into is the reason that I get the kits and then like my personal attachment with them. So that's kind of what I'm going to share instead. So I figured what a better way to start than with the Tamiya Blackfoot. This is the truck that got me into the whole RC hobby. And the reason that I did is my buddy Terry Jacobs, T-Bone, TJ, we called him all kinds of stuff, had one of these when we were kids. And it was around the time we were really getting big into skating as well. And he brought this over and we'd like jumping it off my skate ramps and stuff like that. And it was just awesome. Loved it. I wanted one, but he always broke one part and I can't remember what part it was, but he just kept breaking it apart. He'd buy a whole tree, take that one part off, fix it. We would drive it for a while and it would break. And he just had loads of these trees with that one part missing and I can't remember which one it was. But anyway, this came out in 1986, Tamiya Blackfoot. It's a 58058. So it's one of the first 100 from Tamiya, the 58th one. And I had to get one. It took me years. Like it was only a couple years ago when I finally got one. And I even managed to talk Terry out of the original one that I first drove. So I've got it in a box, it's in bits, it's missing the shell and it's missing some other things. But I'm gonna build it up as I don't really do shelf queens so much, but this is gonna be a shelf queen because that's like the one that started me off in the RC hobby, even though it wasn't mine. So I'm like, that's going to go in a glass case or whatever. So I'll fix it up and get it put away. But this is the original that I got off of eBay when I was looking for parts for the one I got from Terry. And I was looking for parts and found a whole truck for a really good price. So I had it. I was like, that's cool. So I have driven this a couple times. I love it. Just like it takes you right back to being a kid again. For Tamiya, after this, they released the Super Blackfoot. Then they did the King Blackfoot, the Extreme Blackfoot, the Blackfoot 3, all obviously over time, and then the Blackfoot 2016, which this closely mirrors this, except for like the badging. So the original says Ford on it, so it says Ford on the tailgate. You got Ford decals with it, and this is just kind of blank. So it doesn't have the Ford stuff on it because I guess they couldn't get licensing again. There's not a lot of difference between the two. One thing that I will say is it's got the old white rear bumper on there, which is kind of rare apparently that someone put on there aftermarket wise. And the motor is a slot machine too, so another cool old school motor. I don't have a servo saver on here, so that's why the tires are flapping. One thing that I did notice is the guy that had this before me or whoever glued the tires, glued one on wrong. So this one's on backwards and the other three are on normal. So, but it looks good. And my buddy John Weston from Iconic RC, he's got a YouTube channel and Facebook and all that stuff, does all the old vintage stuff, really good information. Normally he'll do a video on the original one and talk about it. He's pretty knowledgeable about the Tamiya stuff, so I trust his words, but he always said that you'll normally find the chassis in pretty decent condition because it's so high and out of the way. And I find the same thing here. The skid plate's got some scratches on it, but the chassis itself looks great. So just definitely an added bonus. The transmission, the gearbox, whatever you want to call it, was never really known for its strength or whatever. So, but you can't put a lot of power through it. I'm sure people do, but you just got to be careful, obviously. The new one, the 58633. So obviously this being the 058 and the 633, it's been a few models in between. It definitely captures the spirit of this one. Same chassis that they use on like the Frog and stuff like that as well, and the Monster Beetle. And just really good. The front end's kind of flimsy, so that'd be one of the things I was worried about. And but other than that, it just holds up and goes. This one, I haven't even ran this one yet. I built it and then haven't even taken it out. So I'm definitely wanting to take this one out and get it going. What servo is that? It's got a Bluebird servo in it. The Tamiya stock TBL E02S ESC, and obviously my receiver on there. And the stock Mabuchi motor that came with the 2016 Blackfoot. The shells, like I said, they're pretty much the same except for the forward badging. They've done a great job at that. And the good thing about this is you can build up old shells now. If you're not a strict vintage person where you have to have original parts, which I don't care about. I'm about the fun of this thing, not the collectability of it. So I'll definitely take parts from one of the new ones and build up my original one from that I got from Terry's. So easy to find parts now because the 2016's out, so that's a bonus. Yeah, so there you have it, the Tamiya Blackfoot, the original and the newest one. Definitely some differences here, but the fun is still there, obviously. Just driving this thing around, you watch them bounce and stuff over like rough terrain, it's just fun. I'm gonna put some links below to John's video. I'll also put a link in the description below for an original advert or commercial for this that you would see in the hobby shops or whatever. And it's just cool to put yourself back in that time frame and see this thing like on the California beach or dunes or sand dunes or whatever it was, and that guy's voice, Tamiya Blackfoot, and it's just awesome to hear. And just like I said, it takes you right back to that time if you've been in the hobby for that long. If not, then there's a little bit of history for you how this thing was portrayed when it first came out as cutting edge, and it's just really cool to see. But anyway, I'm gonna stop rambling about these two. I love this truck. It's really fun. It bounces around like crazy. It's definitely not a performance machine now, but driving it around, it's definitely the fun factor is key on these trucks. And if you go into it with that mentality, you're gonna love it too. But that's it for this week. I appreciate you stopping by. And if we don't see you on the track, we'll see you on the trail. Later.